Oh, I think I'm ready. I got my cider here. Ready to go. Oh, shit. Nearly all over me then. Good evening. Good Saturday evening to you all. Oh, thank you for the raid, Prince Phase. Just come in. I just missed that, possibly. Thank you for the raid. Thank you, everybody that's come along with Prince Phase. How is the coding tonight? More Amiga stuff? No strobing. Yes, I did check before the stream. I don't know what was causing it. It just stopped. So it's a strange one. I have no idea what was causing it. Thanks for the follow, Johnny Bit. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. How to display screen in 68K. Cool. I do need to look into some 68K at some point, just so I can be familiar with it, because I'm kind of familiar with roughly how it looks, but it'd be good to just understand a little bit of it. So I should probably have to look through your streams at some point, and maybe join in on a couple of them. Problem is, most of the time I'm bloody asleep if I'm not streaming. I'm either asleep or I'm knee deep in code. Rebirth won the competition. Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah. Thank you very much, Amok. You crazy person. Thank you for the gift subs to Steps, to Crazy UK, Vos TR, Osick Boy, and Russell Mills. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated indeed. Cheers. Drinking cider again tonight, and I've got a bottle of this nice reserve Rioja. Oh, there is a little bit of strobing. I can just see a tiny bit of it, but it's not as bad as it was the other night. Forgot what I was saying there. Never mind. Oh, this isn't. This is the wrong project. Hang on. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. There's no. Let me clear the items though, so you can't see, just in case there are some. I don't think there is. Make sure I've got none of the folders open or anything. I don't. Okay, good. Nice that Ryoka. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite Ryoka, and this is the reserve one as well. So, again, I had a really nice Ryoka last week that was a couple of years old. So I've gone for another older Ryoka. It's a couple of quid more, but I like the brand a lot. So to have the brand and a reserve version of it as well should be really nice. Sorry, I've not put my soundproofing up. 1 second. There we go. It's always something I forget every time. Tonight it was that. No, I've got like a sound blocking curtain in front of my door, and a draft. I say draft. It's an old towel. But you can get these sound deadening curtains. So I've got one that goes across my door, and it blocks out quite a lot of the sound. So, Airbox, yeah. Do you know the funny thing is as well is that actually all the egg boxes on the wall does is actually improve the sound quality within the room by creating more absorption. Does nothing to soundproof at all. Sound still gets out of the room exactly as it would do before, or almost exactly as it would do before. It's density you need. Egg boxes have the same effect as adding soft furnishings around, basically to make a room sound less echoey. Okay, cool. So tonight we're going to take a look at the game again. We're going to go through some of the outstanding bugs. There are not many left at all. I haven't added anything new to the quiz or anything like that, so I'm just going to start that now. I haven't added AMK points or anything. I kind of been consumed this week by the by the coding challenge, which I'll talk about in a second. There we go. Start that. It has been all consumed. Do you know what? I'm going to put the race on 25 minutes tonight because I don't think there's an awful lot of code tonight. So I don't know if that's going to work or if it's going to reset after. It might reset after one go. So, oh yes, that's what I will do. Yes, assume we're not going to go through to make levels today. Yes, I will. I will do a couple of levels like that. It's probably a very good idea actually because there isn't an awful lot to do. I just want to have a quick look at if there's any outstanding bugs, but I don't think there is. So. Interesting. Three different dizzies were described there. Okay, so I have actually used some of this today. I made a bolognese this evening. I used a bit of the red wine this afternoon even. It's always good to kind of cook off some red wine in your mincemeat. You're making bolognese. It just gives it a stronger flavor, a nice flavor as well. Yeah. So the quiz, not the quiz. The hang on. Where's my? Is that? Yeah, there it is. The coding challenge. It's been very interesting. I've actually learned quite a lot of. Oh yeah, absolutely tomato paste. I've never thought of putting brown sugar in, but I do put Marmite in. Marmite's good. Had this discussion before. I hate Marmite, but a spoonful of it in bolognese is really really good. And half an oxo cube as well, if you really want. If you just want like a really rich flavor, half an oxo cube. Anyway, yes, the challenge. Oh, I've learned quite a few cool new things. I don't want to discuss what any of them are because I don't want to give you any clues. But what I will say is that almost everything that I've learned, it seems from the entries that I've had from people, people have learned the same thing. Either, you know, for the most part, there is more than one person who's learned every single trick that I used to get down to 52 bytes. Everybody else has used. There's at least two people that have used the same tricks. Just no one's used all of the tricks combined so far. And there's also some stuff that I didn't even think of, which is really cool. Just stuff that unfortunately won't work for me now. Some of the stuff that I've seen, but there's some really cool stuff, some really really inventive techniques. I think most people have gone about it the same way in terms of the algorithm. It's just how optimized they've made that algorithm, but it's very cool. I wish I'd only done a week on it now instead of 2 weeks. I'm not going to visit it any more than I already have. I think 52 is about as low as I can get. I don't think I can get it much lower than that. It's a shame. I would like to get it down to 50, but I'm not sure. So do we. Wish the same, yeah. Well, I said I'd leave it open till the 30th. So it'd be unfair for me to close it tonight. So I will leave it open till the 30th. But it looks really promising. Wonder what the actual lowest possible is. It's tricky because you can look at a piece of code for weeks on end and never spot the obvious optimization. So it could be that the algorithm, which for the most, and again, I'm not going to say what the algorithm is, that the method people have chosen to draw the spiral. I'm not saying that is the most optimal method. There might be a different method which works better, but I can't figure out what it might be. So, you've got things like exclusive OR, which can do weird things with numbers and certain numbers in combination. So there could be things going on with that might be handy. I don't know, but Anyway, let's crack on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just quickly, briefly looking through the game as it stands, and then what we'll do, we'll load up the editor, and I'll just go through a couple of the editor, the levels in the editor, um, and we'll make one from scratch as well. Anything for smaller code, yeah. Yeah, XOR is often used to swap two things. In fact, it's the quickest way of swapping values in without using other registers as well, or without using a temporary memory address. You can use exclusive OR to do it. But thank you for the raid as well, Trutonis, as well. Appreciated. What were you up to tonight? It's Eeyore the donkey. Right, let's just have a quick look what we've got in here. And have I got the music turned on? I haven't. Okay, that's good. Oh, I do have the music turned on. It's very distracting in my ear. Okay, so I'm gonna spend maybe half an hour just looking at this and taking some notes. I've got a few notes here, but there's nothing. I mean, it looks kind of fine. Oh, enemy clipping, that was one. So I'm going to make a new page. Just try enemy clipping on it. That was the only one that's actually a bug. And I've got a list of a few notes for things. Enemy clipping. So we definitely need to look into that. So that's something we can check out. I'll do the levels first, but we can look into that. So okay, yeah. Okay, so we resolved the crown positioning. Oh, we need to put the sizes back on these players as well. So we're doing some high score checks, weren't we? So let me put the sizes and live counts back before we continue. Depending on how it goes tonight, unless I get sucked into some kind of crazy bug hunting mission, I may do a small amount of Mega 65 after midnight. So 12:30 or something. Just playing some old Mac 68K games. Okay. No. 68K is not the best. Boo. Hiss. Yeah, I might maybe for the last hour and a half or something. I might show you some Mega 65 stuff I've been working on. So I've been trying to write a kind of code library for doing kind of map and levels. So you basically just load something up in Sprite like this, save it, and that's it. And then when you build it, you run a script, which will generate the stuff you need, and then using a combination of macros and list config files, you can basically load any map you want in several layers and stuff. So that's what I've been working on, trying to get it nice and reusable, because I eventually want to release it and allow people to use it. So trying to get that in a nice state. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to set the player status to various things. So we'll start with the lives, which should be on 4 when the player starts. Here, like so. And then the player size. So there is like a player size method somewhere. I don't know where that is. Set player size. I think that's it. Set player size. There it is. So it's this debug bit here. Just need to take that off. Keep extent bash. Okay. Okay. I definitely need to start looking at music on the Mega soon. Oh, and the crown as well. The Okay, yeah, let's turn the crown off. The crown should not be awarded straight away. So I'm at the point now where what I'm trying to do is make sure that everything is set up exactly as it would be in the final game, which will hopefully give us an idea if this is correct or not. So when I start the game now, I shouldn't see the crown at all. But if I add a second player in, then I will start seeing the crown after this level. So whoever wins the crown will. Oh, there's a little bit of a bug as it exits there. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, so it looks like it's an exit stuck sprite bug. I'm gonna write. Again, it's still only very minor issues. So crown has been awarded to player one. That's good. I think we've only got about 2 levels in here, so this is a good excuse to kind of test more levels. What I will do though is if I put more levels in now, I'm going to take them out before I commit this code. In fact, I'm not even sure if I committed the code the last time, so let me just double check that. Because as I said, I don't want all the levels to be in here. Oh, I did. Okay, that's good. I don't want all the levels to be available to somebody who goes into the Github straight away until we're finished with making the game. So, oh, Bozo the Sniper. So, thank you for the raid, Bozo the Sniper. Welcome along to my stream. Hope you're doing well on this glorious Saturday evening. What have you been up to tonight, then, Bozo? And oh my god, yeah, what have you been up to tonight? For those who don't know who I am, I'm Shannon 50K. I do Commodore 64 development Saturdays and Thursdays at the moment, and Game Boy development on a Tuesday. So working on a Twitch integrated Unity game. I'm really into the whole Twitch integration stuff. I kind of like that. I tried to do a little bit with my overlay to integrate stuff into the chat and stuff, but it'd be really. I kind of want to learn more about oh god, what was it called? There was a part of the Twitch, I can't remember what it was now. Damn it. It was something to do with the chat API and how you could get more information out of it. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was for actual video overlay stuff as well. So you could put some stuff like inside the video and stuff. PubSub, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Because I'm doing some stuff where I'm listening to broadcast things. So there's broadcast stuff being listened to, but PubSub looks really good. It lets you do some kind of crazy things. So I looked into it a little bit. I had some problems with it because you had to set a local server up for it or a remote. So I can't remember what it was, but I kind of left it at that for then. We'll go back to it at some point. It's just I've got other stuff that I want to be doing. The list of things I need to program is humongous. It's absolutely massive. It's just that at the top of the list is Commodore and Mega 65 stuff. So um, yeah, I need to. I will look back into it at some point. I'm absolutely sure I will. I just got to find the time and the. It can be quite demoralizing as well when you do, because at the time I was doing JavaScript is my day job, and well, Node is my. Oh, there's one problem. There we go. Let me see if I can replicate that. Let's get killed here. Yeah, there we go. See how the crown is. Okay, so this one. Yeah, I was doing Node as my day job, so I found it really irritating that I could build these huge enterprise systems, with pretty much full stack, front end to back end and database and everything. Um, and yet I couldn't get PubSub working. I found it really frustrating. So, but maybe because I've not touched it for a while, I'll probably just gel with it a little bit more. Okay, so the crown, when dropped, follows player direction. Okay, so we're picking a couple of bugs up to fix. That's pretty good. Some of us can't get a spiral working, so don't worry. Okay, let's try some stuff with this player. Is it the same for this player actually? If this player drops, thanks for the follow, Bozo. Appreciated. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, see, it follows whoever dropped it last. So you see how it's jittering left and right because I dropped it. I was the one that dropped it last. This level's hard, I gotta say. The positioning of things is a right pain in the ass on this level. There we go. Like you've got to go the long way round to everything. Like even here, that's wrong. Okay, so there was an issue with this guy getting stuck in the door. Yeah, see. So let me. I've added that. Sorry, not the microphone there. I think I need to tighten my stand. It seems to be a bit loose at the moment. I don't know why. Okay, so I want to check that on player 2 as well. I want to see if player 2 has the same issue, if it's just a player 1 thing or if it's whoever goes through first. So this level's a pain as well. Again, I do want to go through a lot of these levels and recolor them and stuff. So and work out some issues because there was an issue I think here, wasn't there? Where it needs this middle one taken out because otherwise it just looks weird when the player jumps up. Which is fine if you jump. Dizzy Tune, yeah, I recognize this. Oh wow, I didn't realize this was Matt Gray who did this. Doing some TMS 9900 assembly this evening, trying to draw some 3D. Oh, nice. How easy is that to do then in TMS? I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know what that system is, so or CPU is. So you might have to educate me a little bit there. Oh my god! Right, that one needs to. Yeah, this level's horrible as well. Stuck drawing spirals the last week. Yeah. So the reason people keep talking about spirals is I'm doing a giveaway challenge. So every month this year. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Sprite expand bug. That's a new one. So let me just write this bug down and then sprite expand when press switch. That's a new one. Not seen that before. So every month this week, I'm going to be giving away. Sorry, every month this year, I'm going to be giving away one of these. It's a Nexus 4 FPGA board. It's got an RTX 7100T in it. I'm printing out these cases. I do need to do a redesign of this case because I realize it doesn't give you access to the USB JTAG connector, so you couldn't plug it into your PC and launch code from your PC using this case. So I'm gonna redesign it slightly. But yeah, so comes in this nice little 3D printed case. I wish it wouldn't emulsify all over it. I think that's a side effect to the resin printing process, but yeah, comes in this case and will be pre-installed with the Mega 65 stuff on it. So I'll be doing that once a month, and the reason why people are talking about spirals is because this month's challenge has been to create. Now, can I open this? No, I can't open this because I might accidentally open. I'll tell you what, I can open though. Let's do it in here. Yeah, so this month's challenge is to create this in as few bytes as possible. So you need to send me a PRG over Discord and create this exact image. So when you load up Vice, I basically just take the PRG that you give and drop it into Vice 3.4. It's very important that it's 3.4. If you want to know more of my settings, you can go and have a look at you can go and have a look at the Discord channel. But yeah, this is what we're expecting to see, and the person who manages to do that with the smallest PRG will win one of these boards. It'll be a different challenge every month, and I'm going to alternate between winner takes the prize or so this month it's the winner takes the prize. Next month it will be you have to reach a certain target and you get entered into a prize draw, and then I'll repeat again. So it'll be the winner takes the prize and so on and so on. It will just kind of alternate between those two kind of prize systems. But it's really interesting. There's some cool entries already. My record is 52 bytes. I'm not going to say whether anybody has beat that or not. But it is kind of interesting to see people's approaches. And when I first started doing, yeah, okay, so both players have the exit sprite book. Okay, let me write that down. 51. No, 52 is my record. 52 is my record. When I first started doing it, I thought getting anything under 64 was going to be a challenge. But there's a few things you as you're doing it, you realize you have epiphanies about things, and you start realizing that actually there's some sneaky ways to do this. All right, I'm going to start drinking this wine. It has been open once today, so should be fine. It was only open briefly though, but I will. On the next stream and next Saturday, I will go through. I will go through a couple of the solutions. I'll pick a couple out. If you do enter and you want me to kind of go through your code, send me the assembly as well, in kick format if you can. I mean, it's fine. I can convert it. I mean, it's the size of these programs. It's not like it's a lot to convert. So, but I'll go through a couple of the approaches and explain how they work, and announce who the winner is. Do we have to open source them then? No, you don't have to open source them. It's entirely up to you. I will. If you don't want me to go through your code, don't say. If you want me to go through it, then send it to me. If you don't want me to go through it, just let me know, and I won't go through it. But to be honest with you, if you're getting under 100, then you're already using tricks that well, actually, even under 120 or 130 or so, you're having to use techniques and algorithms that you might not normally think of using. So, but I can tell you now that I don't know what's the smallest announced one in the channel of those who can win it. I don't know what it is. 83. Okay. Just having a look now. Because I know Gardner's got quite low scores as well. But obviously he's the guy behind the Mega 65, so he's not interested in winning one of the boards. Okay, interesting. I'm just seeing. I can't see anybody. Everybody's kind of keeping it quiet now, which is kind of funny. Except me, I was on a mission. I was on a mission yesterday, so it kept ticking down. I was like really proud of myself for how fast it was ticking down. I say fast. I'd spent hours on it, so. Uh, yeah, I'm not seeing anything lower. But anyway, this you claim 83 with no proof. Anyway, this is the reason why people are talking about spirals, and it has absolutely consumed people in that channel, to the point where people have not been able to get any work done. They've just been focusing on this stupid little insignificant problem. I mean, it really has no significance whatsoever, but it's taught me some things anyway. Um, and I learned something just not long before the stream, like a couple of hours before the stream, that I'm kicking myself for not even thinking of. But unfortunately, it's of no use to me. But it might be of use in other challenges as well. So we can maybe look at if there is ways to improve on even the winner as well, whoever that might be. Anyway, let's carry on with this. So I think we're going to get a crash now because this level doesn't exist. Yeah, so we get yeah, exactly. Okay, so we get weird stuff. Okay. Okay, I guess this is a good point to start looking at the editor as well then, I guess. So I'm gonna load up Picomix Editor, but I'm also gonna open the file location. Oh, it would be there, wouldn't it? Hang on. Properties. So the reason I'm looking this up is because once you install the Picomix editor, it will get installed into your app data folder somewhere. And the reason that's important, and it does say this on the instructions that come with it. So you'll download a zip file or a RAR file. Can't remember which one it is. Oh, what's that? I know what it looks like, but I didn't think that was a game on there. Okay. I think it is what I think it is, but I'm gonna save it. Oh, okay, maybe it's not then. Digital Stefan type the same thing. Yeah, I thought Tempest as well. It looked exactly like Tempest. Yeah, who got that in the end? Mr. D, nice one. I came up with this insane idea. What if the FPGA VIC-2s added 3D? I mean, you don't need more than 16-bit. Well, the interesting thing is the VIC-4. Well, not even the VIC-4. So the it's not a great. There's not a 3D graphics mode. However, the obviously the processor in the Mega 65 is incredibly fast. Runs at 40 megahertz, but everything is one cycle as well. So it's not like it's probably more than 40 times faster. But you've also got a hardware math unit as well. So one of the things that it greatly improved the 3D capabilities of PCs was having maths coprocessors to handle all these things basically. And that's exactly what the Mega 65 has. It has kind of a math coprocessor, so it has some hardware registers, D6 something or other. I can't remember what it is, that allow you to do 32-bit division and multiplication, and it basically you write the numbers into into these register, and then you go and read the result from another register. It's almost instantaneous. So that could be used to do 3D very, very easily, I think. I'm not using them. I'm a kind of a purist like that. I don't think I need to use the fast multiplication and stuff. But if you wanted to, it's there. I kind of see it as cheating a little bit. So but it can do kind of division and multiplication in the amount of time it takes to load some values into a memory address and then read values from another memory address. So maybe 10 cycles, 12 cycles or something like that. Okay, so what I'm looking for in here, so if you go in your app data local folder, you'll find a folder in here called programs. And this is where a lot of things do get like have their configs and stuff installed. And Picomix Editor is no difference. The Picomix Editor itself lives in here. And then there's a batch file in here. If I just edit that batch file, you'll see it starts Vice. It doesn't need changing. You just need to go and edit it to match your path. And in the case of the later versions of Vice, which if I just open it and find out where the hell it is, they actually live in the bin folder now. So in the new versions of Vice, they live in the bin folder. So you just need to write bin in here. The only reason you need to do this is just to run, if you want to run the file. So let me just load a level up that's already been submitted. So let's do one of zigzags levels. So once you've got that file changed, what you can then do is once you're happy with the level, you can go test level, and yeah, there you go. And it should load the game up on that level. Now this is a fairly old build of the game, but it should be enough for you to just test that everything kind of works properly on the level. And we can see everything kind of, you can test that you can get to the doors, that you can jump to all the platforms and stuff. Oh shit. So this is a fairly old build of the game. What I might do, in fact, I might do that in a minute. Actually, is just build the latest version into this. It shouldn't take too much to do, and it will at least give us a good way to kind of. In fact, let me quickly test it. So the way this works is what it does is it takes the original game from here and it patches it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call this back up here. And then I'm going to go and grab our latest version of the game from the proper folders. This might work, it might not. I can't remember exactly how it's set up, but we can give it a try. It won't hurt. So there we go. So I'm going to take that start file there, paste it in. Okay, now if I test the level, hopefully it loads the latest version of the game. Okay, it loads into here. Okay, no, it doesn't work at all. Okay. I probably need to load it somewhere different, I think. Let's see if we can figure out what that might be. So I think the patcher patches it straight into the data area. So if I just grab this one, so I think it just patches it here, basically, where this is being imported here. So what would happen is we just need to skip the map load sequence and just jump straight into the level, which is here somewhere. So we both exit in loop, game over, HUD initialize, player initialize. Where's the actual map load? Current level. I feel like somewhere in here there's a map load that I'm missing. We can just jump straight to that and then go in and then. Where are you? Where are you? Play at current level. Initialize crown. Yeah. See. Meh. Okay, so the other way to do this maybe is just to load it directly into our compressed levels here, so 8600. So I'll work that out after the stream anyway. It's not important. You can still test the levels anyway. So did I look at how I would solve netplay? I have a way that we might be able to do it using Hamachi, which is a virtual private LAN system. Should in theory allow us to connect. So I'd need to do some tests though, and I think I'd rather do it from a virtual machine rather than on my main machine. Not that I don't trust you guys, I don't really like running VPNs directly from my main machine. I'd rather do it from yeah, probably it's a little bit high. I'd rather do it from a VPN instead. So we'll do that soon. Are there any guidelines when creating the levels? You don't have to place enemies on the platforms. Okay, yeah. Let me. That's what we'll go through now. We'll create a new level. Okay. So the bare minimum you need to make a level work. Well, in fact, it will tell you if you try and test the level, it will flash and it will tell you down here. So it says no spawn for player one. So if I grab player one, put him somewhere, and then export, no spawn defined for player two. So you can see straight away what it's expecting you to put in. There must be at least one pipe. So with pipes, you only need to put the top or bottom. You don't need to put this middle bit in. And in fact, it tells you can't place that pipe piece manually. So what happens is when you put a pipe in, if it's a pipe that comes up out of the ground, then you need a piece of solid ground to put it on, like so. If I get rid of the solid ground, the pipe disappears, and you can't put it anywhere. So it needs some solid ground for pipes to come up out of, like so. For downward pipes, they need to come out of the top of the screen, so they don't come out of the ground. They're quite the opposite. So if I put a platform here, I can't put a pipe there because it's blocked. It needs an exit to the top of the screen. So like that, that's a valid pipe. It's a valid pipe, like so. You can only have 5 pipes maximum, but you can get by with just 1 if you want. So you can have between 1 and 5 pipes. Obviously, use your brain a little bit with this. There's going to be some stuff it doesn't do automatically. So for instance, this is probably almost good to go. I'm going to show you every time I do this exactly what it complains about. There must be a door location specified. So you need a door. So you need to click a door and place that in. The door will only place when it can be on the ground. It won't place anywhere else. Getting rid of the platform underneath it will get rid of it. You can't put it in the air, for instance. It has to be on solid ground. It's going to complain about switch now, I guess. Oh, no, wrong one. Oh, it doesn't complain about the switch. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So it should complain about the switch, but it doesn't. But you do need a switch as well. So switches are all over the place here, in various kind of colors and selections. So in this case, we need a switch like so. So what are some tips to making levels harder or easy? And do you want us to make a mix of hard and easy levels? I will go through all of that. So here we have a level that should load now. But you'll see immediately what the problem with this level is. Oh, because it's using that. Hang on, I need to go and change that file back. So yeah, remember edit the batch file. So go and have a look in your app data. The information is in the there is some like a text file with comes with like an installation thing that tells you how to do this. But go and check that out because it will tell you how to properly set it up so you can launch the test. Okay, so the first thing is obviously this is not a good location because I'm just falling eternally here. The second problem with this level is there's no enemies, so I can immediately press the switch and immediately exit the level. So it's a functioning level, as in, you know, you can complete the game. Oh, the player doesn't show here. Yeah, but you can see, look how kind of screwed up it makes the actually, I think all this is wrong anyway, because you can kind of ignore how it looks in this this bit, because the level the version of the game is old in this, but in terms of how the level loads it and looks and plays, it should be fine. So what do we need to do to make this level kind of more functional? Well, first of all, we need some enemies. Second of all, we need some interesting ground. And then thirdly, we're going to add some decoration in. So the way I like to do the levels is, let's just start a new level. The way I like to do them is, first of all, kind of pick a rough shape. So I want the levels to be along certain themes. So we have these tile sets here, which define the themes. You can use tiles from anywhere, but I may redesign or reject levels that contain too many tile set, you know, these kind of patterns, the kind of ground patterns from different tile sets. I think it's fine to use these wherever you want. Whichever ones of these you want to use, you can use these, but just pick one kind of tile set and stick to that. So I'm going to make one using, I'm going to go with, this one, the original tile set. So first of all, I pick that. Then I decide a kind of rough layout for the level. So I'll start by just drawing the walls everywhere, and then deciding where the platforms go. So I'm going to make a pyramid level, I think. So I'm going to stick platforms like this. Okay, cool. That's kind of all right. Now I'm going to go through and just add the edges onto all these things. So if there is an edge, add the edge graphics in like so. Oops. Nice and simple. There are some shortcuts as well for things in here as well. So for instance, if you hold down the shift button, you can grab a selection like so. And then I believe you can move it around as well. So if you create something that you like the look of, you can duplicate it somewhere else as well. Don't know how to get rid of that, but yeah, anyway. So there we go. Now I'm going to put the tops on, because you can only walk on these white bits, right? So you need the white bits dotted around so that you can actually walk on things. There's a few variations of these white pieces, so you can mix and match the kind of the bits that you want to suit the level design that you're after. I can see here that actually I would be better off doing these a bit lower down, because I have these pieces here which go inside like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do them a bit lower down like that, and I'm going to get rid of these. It just makes the level look a little bit neater. Try and think about how neat the level looks. First impressions count, right? So when you're looking at a level for the first time, you want it to kind of stand out for the right reasons, and not stand out because there's some stuff that just feels wrong in it, like mismatched colors or gaps where there shouldn't be gaps. You know, and this kind of makes the platforms finish on the end here. Otherwise, you'd have this kind of thing where the platform just ends abruptly like that. So having just spend a bit of time thinking about how it looks. So that's one way of kind of building this level up. Now, the thing to think about on these levels is there anywhere safe to stand? That's the most important thing when it comes to playing the game in terms of difficulty. Is there a spot anywhere in the level that you can stand where you will not get hurt? And so that depends on a few things. Firstly, it depends on which enemies you put in. Some enemies go in all directions, some enemies just walk in one direction, and the others, and it will take a bit of practice. to do. Note that the enemies will change directions when they hit the walls. So sometimes they will start walking in one direction, hit a wall, and then walk the other direction. So it's important to kind of get these platforms in the right place. Now, at the moment, what's going to happen here is any enemy that walks off the edge here is going to fall off here and just constantly start falling down. So we need some more platforms here. So what we're going to do is going to stick some smaller platforms up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue one platform off the edges of the screen like that. And what this is going to do is it's going to make things walk around up to this point. So now if we think about an enemy here, if you drop an enemy and it walks this way, where's it going to go? It's going to go down here, drop onto here, onto this platform, walk off the edge here, walk off here, down here, back, forth, down. And so it's going to start kind of alternating between these two steps and these two steps and the entirety of this platform up here. So far, the only safe-ish spot is going to be one of these three platforms, depending on where you put the pipes. So that's not bad. Let's keep that. Let's put some blocks on the end like so. Okay, now let's have a think about where we might put the pipes. So I was thinking what would be interesting here would be to have an area down here that only the enemies can get in. Something like this. And we can build some edges out here. No, it's not a bottom. Where's a bottom piece? It's not a bottom piece either. I thought that was a bottom piece, but it doesn't seem to be. I mean, you see, it's got these little glitchy bits in there I don't like. That also has the glitch at the top as well. Okay, let's put those edges in first, though. So, oh, there are just some glitchy pieces in this one. That's kind of annoying. Okay, but it's fine. We'll deal with it. We can see how this is now a kind of interesting area because the enemies can't actually you can't actually get in here, so you can fall off the screen but you can't jump back up inside. So that makes this a kind of quite interesting area, really. It's a bit small on your screen to see the details. Yeah, there's just a few glitch. Doesn't look too bad. I think it'll be all right, and I think some color choice changes will be fine. You'll see when I load the level up anyway. So okay, this is starting to look kind of like an interesting level now. I'm gonna so let's just go with I'm not sure what to do here, whether to do let's just do a small one like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put pipe obstructed. Okay, maybe I need more platform. Corner pieces aren't good enough. Oh, it's these platforms. Okay, so a pipe can only fit on a platform if it's on a grid line. And see how this isn't on a grid line. So what I have to do is I have to use this one basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick two pipes here, like so, and now we've got this weird kind of space now where enemies can spawn, but you can't necessarily see. Where does the player start? You decide as well. So let's do that now. Let's put the players in. So I'm going to say player 1 starts here, player 2 starts here. And then I'm going to put the door here, and I'm going to put the switch over this side, I think. scene. In this case, I would get rid of that edge there because it doesn't quite look right. There we go. Cool. But I would put the edge piece on here. So we've built a kind of strange looking platform here, but this is looking fine, I think. So we've got two places where the enemies spawn here, but nothing up here. So I'm going to actually put. I'm going to lower this down actually to this height with the right platform. Actually, let's do it with these. I think they fit. Yeah, perfect. There we go. It's a nice simple looking level. So now the next thing to do is just pick some colors and put some decorations in. So you've got 4 colors you can pick from. The main one you need to be, the 2 main ones you need to be concerned with. Actually, no, they're all quite important. But the one that really is the thing that's going to, again, it's all about first impressions. The best first impressions are going to come from levels which, again, stand out for the right reasons. So it's about picking the right combination of the colors of the multicolor, which is the color that the walls are. And you'll see that one of the colors is static, so there's always going to be red here. And then you just need to pick the other color. So I'm going to go for red and yellow because I think that looks kind of nice. And then I'm going to pick a background that fits that neatly. So I kind of like the orange. I think that looks pretty decent. Yeah, I think the orange looks nice. So I'm going to go for that orange with red and yellow here. And then you pick a pipe color. So pick a color that kind of stands out. You want the pipes to be obvious. I'm going to go for green here. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to vary the height of these pipes a little bit just to give them not enough room for the pipe. Okay. Yeah, just to give them a bit of variation as well. So it doesn't look quite as symmetrical. Doesn't look red on your end, it looks more brown. What looks red? There is no red in here. Oh, the red in the middle here in the stripes. What would happen if a flying enemy spawned in there and you couldn't kill it? Now that's a good point actually. So this might not work because of flying enemies. In which case, what we can probably, well, we can test it. This is why you need to test the levels. So you either need to not put flying enemies in, which is one. So I kind of like the look of this level, so I'm going to probably not put flying enemies in. So this does kind of limit us to what enemies we can use. So, for instance, we can't use any of the flying enemies. We can't use the beans because the beans don't drop off platforms; they just run backwards and forwards. And the same with the bears as well. So it kind of leaves us with the cola bottles, the candy canes, the marshmallows, and the gumballs. But it should be enough. And so now I'm just going to decorate the level here as well with some of these patterns. So you just pick a pattern that kind of looks nice. I think I'm going to go for these green and yellow things here and just dot them around. You can make patterns with these if you want, or you can just use them like this as a kind of decoration to break up the scene a little bit, make it less less like a solid block of color. One thing that's worth noting is for every one of these you put in, you break the run length encoding that compresses the levels. So go to town with it as much as you want, but it may be that when we looking to squeeze more levels in, we may remove some of these if some of these decorations because they do kind of make the levels bigger by doing that. Okay, so there we go. So we've got a level that's almost ready to work now. Actually, I'm going to put a couple of the ones without the color on as well. So I'm just going to vary a little bit on some of these. There we go. Oh, Amiga game. Could you add a flag to fly an enemy so he can either leave the sides of the screen or he can't? Probably not. I'm probably going to leave that, I think. I think if you can leave the edges, then I think I think the enemy should be able to as well. Otherwise, you've kind of got a weird get out of like a safety kind of net there. But again, as you're looking at the levels, just remember, think about how the enemies are going to move through this. The best one to think about is the cola bottle, because the cola bottle basically starts, walks to the right. So when it drops, it walks to to the left, I think. Yeah, to the left. So it drops and walks to the left. So if two cola bottles come out here, they're both going to walk down this platform. They're going to drop off here onto this platform, which they're then going to walk across the entire length of, drop off here, walk this way. Then they're going to hit this wall. Then they're going to go the other direction. They're going to drop onto the platform here, go across, and so on. So again, like I say, the only safe area here is this spot here. If you stood in this spot and you've got cola bottles, then you're safe. However, if they spawn from here, then they're going to walk to the left, so they're going to drop off and go this way. Okay, so yeah, so they're not. This is still safe. However, if we put other enemies in, not so. So if you were to just put cola bottles in, let's just do it. If I put two cola bottles in here, actually let's put four in, so it comes out of all the different areas. I'm going to save this level. I'm going to save it in this folder as well. I'm going to make my own list in here. And just say, when you send these levels to me, send me the project files. Don't send me the export files, because the export files are useless to me if I want to change things slightly. So just make sure you do send me the just this one from save level, not this export level, save level. Okay, let's give that a quick test, and you'll see what I mean about the cola ball. So I predicted that, well, not predicted, but kind of calculated that the safe area here is this spot here. I should be able to stand safely here and never get hit. I don't know why I'm only seeing 3 enemies. Thought there was 4, but there's a bit of a raster flicker going on down here as well. Let's write that down. So right away we can see that the correct way that you can see the crown is so screwed on these old versions. Is the editor patron only? No, it's in the editor is in my Discord. So if you join my Discord, if someone can drop the link to Discord in, that'd be great. There is the Picomix editor room, and you can just grab it from there and make some. It's pinned to the top of the room. So if you scroll down to games, Picomix Editor, there's a Picomix Editor channel. I'll do a. Have you got it? And then if you just do the pins in there, you'll see the latest version of it's in there with instructions on how to install and set it up. Again, you will have to change the path to your Vice binary. Because firstly, you've probably not got it in the same place that I've got mine, and secondly, they've changed it since I wrote that to be in a binary in a bin folder now. But yeah, you can see I've not died. I've stayed in this position and I haven't died. So we obviously need to do something to make this area a bit trickier. Also, the palette looks really weird on this. So let me just have a go at just changing the palette, because that doesn't feel right at all. Commodore. Okay. Oh, what's the one I normally have? I can't remember what the one I normally have. Is it Pepto? No. No. Maybe it is Commodore. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Is that really the reddest red? What, the player? This red here on the player? Yeah. It is red. It is red. Um, I mean, it's better than I always wonder what this argument, is so brown. I mean, firstly, yes, this screen in particular does look brown because I've got orange all over the freaking screen. But oh, the stripes look browner. Okay, no, the stripes are red. That might just be an illusion with the yellow. But the argument from Spectrum owners is kind of funny that they complain about our colors when theirs just looks like a vomit explosion in a neon factory. It's insane. Is it intended that the enemies fall through the hood? No, the enemy clipping is the first bug I've got on my list. So we just need to make sure that the enemies clip as they go through here and not fall through the hood. Very, very quick thing to do. But anyway, so you can see now that the enemies are in flow. So even if I stood here right at the beginning, I would never get hit. But now the enemies are moving, I can stand on any of these top 3 platforms and also never get hit. So, oh, I saw a flicker then. Saw a flicker. Oh, we fixed this, haven't we? Yes, that's right. Yeah, so you have to kind of remember there are bugs in this which have been resolved now. So I need to remember that. I'm sure everyone else can remember that. I've just got a really shit memory. So, oh, there was 3. I thought there was more than that there. And then, as part of the testing level, we are going to have to test every single level to make sure it does this. But if you can just kind of confirm, so we're not wasting our time, that you can kind of reach both the switch and the door as well. And there we go. So what we need to do is we need to add some enemies in here to make it a bit more difficult. The other thing to note as well is that there should be power-ups on every level. Maybe put 2 or 3 minimum on a level, unless it's a very few amount of enemies. Like if this was the only enemies on the level, I would probably right clicking on an enemy on the spawn list will take it off. In fact, just clicking an enemy on the spawn list will take it off. The enemies spawn in this order. So what I can do is, okay, I want 4 cola bottles to spawn, then a power up, and then 4 marshmallows, and then a power up and 4 gumballs. And this is the order that things will. So two power ups will appear on this level. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake up the enemy list a little bit. So uh, try to keep levels coherent as well. So you don't want an enemy list that looks kind of like this, just random stuff all over the place, because that doesn't feel like there's anything really thematic about the level at all. So try and make it follow a kind of a pattern that you would a predictable pattern almost. So uh, yeah, so you want because the idea of this game is it's supposed to be a game that you can pick up and play very easily. You are going to get the most fun playing with another player because of the competitiveness, and the best way to get the most fun with playing with another player is to learn the little tricks. And one of the tricks might be, okay, something like this, right? If you're on this level and you see, that this on this level, the 4th thing that spawns is a power up. So you watch the pipes and you see which 3 pipes bulge first, and you see this one bulge first, and this one bulge first, and then this one. So you know that this one is going to drop a power up. So you quickly rush over and you stand underneath that pipe. So it's little things like that. It's learning where they are, but also knowing what type of enemies are going to come out of the pipe as well. So that's kind of a handy thing to know as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add enemies like this, I think. And that's going to be my level, I think. Nice and simple. 2 color bottles, 4 canes, 4 marshmallows, 2 gumballs. Actually, maybe I'll get rid of the gumballs here and just do color bottles. Yeah, so there's only 3 enemy types on this level. Let's see how that plays. Let's just save that. So the difficulty is going to come in these levels from the amount of space you've got that's considered safe at any one time, which decreases heavily when you use certain enemies. So I know that there isn't going to be a power up straight away. So shit, see, it's getting unsafe already. You see, now these areas are not safe because these candy canes can jump all over the place. And they did jump out of here, so we know they can get out of here, which is good. I mean, technically, you can still hit them while they're in there anyway. So you could, in theory, hit one while it's in the air and make it stun down. Damn it! So see, already it's getting much more difficult because I don't know where that's going to go now. Like, is it going to jump on top of me? It did. Okay. Okay. We see now I've got the power up. Okay, let's see if I can complete this level then. Let's give that a go. See, I'm hitting the marshmallows now. Oh, see how the marshmallows move. That's interesting. Marshmallows can go up through. Oh, damn it. Yeah, see, that makes the marshmallow. Oh, okay. CPU jam. Again, though, if there are bugs in this version, don't worry. They're probably resolved in the latest version. This is quite old now. This is probably about 3 months old. Maybe more actually. When is the date on that post? Let's have a look. September. Yeah, so it's like 4 months old. This version. There was a point where I was considering because I think it was Hayes who mentioned it, calling the little the weight meter at the bottom the diabetes meter. But I thought it's probably not kind of a good idea to kind of take the piss a little bit like that. So decided against it in the long run. But I think it would have been quite a funny name to put in there. So you don't get more than 4 enemies on the screen. No, you can have 5. It depends on how many pipes there are. So if I put another pipe in here, already at maximum pipes. I don't think we are. 3, 4. Already at maximum pipes. Remove one. Okay. I don't know why it seems to have bugged out. It thinks that we're on maximum pipes. Let me just save the level and reload it. It's probably due to the way. It's probably because I've. Hang on, I wonder if I just load the level. I think it's because of the way I kind of deleted the old levels. No, okay, let's try again. Hey, Cosmin. Yeah. There's an internal counter for when you lay pipes down. It must not get reset under some weird circumstances. But yeah, I can have. Oh, actually, now it's saying I can have more pipes, which is wrong. What? Okay, well, there's obviously a bug here. The maximum number of pipes is 5. If you try and put more in, it's gonna do weird things. If you try and put 0 in, it won't load. So the sprites used at once are 5 enemies, 2 players, and the crown. There's no multiplexer in here at all. So the other thing to consider, thank you, One Peck, for the follow, appreciated. The other thing to consider with making the levels is perpetual falling. You want to avoid being able to fall perpetually. So basically, given every column of tiles, there should be one floor somewhere on it. So if for instance I get killed in midair here, and I drop the crown is just going to fall forever here. That's not to say you can't do a level like that. You can, but just be aware that if you do that, things will fall forever. So you need to design the level around that. So let's save this level. Let's do another level to demonstrate. Let's do a level with perpetual fall, deliberate perpetual falling. So there are some levels in Parasol Stars that have this. It's quite a useful mechanic because you can. I'm just going to create the rough shape. I'm going to do a different tile set though. Let's go for the second tile set. And let's alternate. So I think, no, isn't there a second piece to alternate? Okay, maybe not. What it allows you to do when you create levels with perpetual falling is have a system where you've got to take some kind of risk and get in the midst of things falling. So it creates a kind of a slightly more exciting way of dealing with kind of stuff in these levels. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the platform up here like so. I'm going to block it off here. So this is kind of what the Parasol Stars level is like, actually. But the reason I like this kind of style of level is because it forces you to take a risk. Basically, you have to jump into a moving stream of enemies in order to to try and grab something as it flies past. So, and in a 2-player game, in a competitive 2-player game like this, that's a kind of nice thing to have to force the player to do. So, okay, so I'm going to go this way. So I'm just trying to see how I'm trying to match the colors to make sure there's some kind of consistency with the colors as they move across. It's not always possible. You will get a couple of levels where it doesn't quite match up right on the edges. That's fine. It's to be expected. But if you can try and make them kind of match whatever pattern you're going for. Here I'm going for kind of alternating between the two. You may want to have it so that they don't alternate and it's just one set color, but I'm going for the alternating colors here. I'm going to do the same down here actually as well. So I don't have alternating. Oh yeah, I do. There we go. Oops. Okay, let's set some ground in. So the only reason these kind of levels work is because they do have sorry, just grabbing the right pieces. They do have your players can move while they're in the air as well. So if you had a game that didn't have players that can move in the air, then this wouldn't work, and this would just the level would break. Basically, you'd get in a position where you were just stuck falling and couldn't move. But because our players can move, that's absolutely fine, and we can get away with doing a level like this. There's a little bit of a kind of gap there that I don't like. There we go. That's the one I want. And there we go. Nice and simple. Player wise, let's put player here, player here. Let's put the door on this side, and let's put the switch on this side, just to kind of screw with the players a little bit, so they've got to jump from one side to the other. This gap should be too big to jump over, so they're going to fall and then have to go through it. Because the other thing to think about is, oh no, because they can go from here and run this way. Oh, actually, let's try something here. Let's make this race interesting. See, now I'd like to know what's faster. What's faster, running this way or jumping off and going down this way? So that'll be an interesting challenge. So the thing to remember as well is that you get bonus points for going through the door first, but you both need to hit the switch at the same time. So you both need to be stood on this to activate the door. And as soon as the door activates, it's a race to get to it. Whoever gets through it first gets bonus points. Whoever has the most points in that round gets the crown, which then will give them bonus points if they manage to finish the round with that crown. So there's a real kind of incentive to compete with your opponent, basically. Okay, let's put some pipes in here. So I'm going to start by just putting 3 in the middle, like so. And then I'm going to put 1 on each side. Upward pipes need to be clear. Okay, so it needs to be. So actually, we've made this platform slightly bigger than this platform. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to put an upward pipe here. I'm going to move this back one. Symmetry is fairly important. If you're going to put players on opposite sides, it makes sense to have the symmetry match, so that there's no unfair advantage to spawning on one side or the other. Okay, the colors don't quite match right here, which is a bit annoying, but it's fine. There we go. Okay, so what do we want here? So for things to fall perpetually, they need to be walkers, because if they're flyers, they're not going to fall perpetually. So I'm going to put a mixture of walkers and flyers in here. So I'm going to put a couple of these, because it really doesn't matter what they are. So like so. And again, I'm going to do a power up after the 4. You could make it so that the power up spawns immediately, which would be an interesting challenge for players to get to. So, for instance, let's do it on this one. Let's make the power up spawn first. So there's a 50% chance that the power up is going to spawn and start falling down here. Otherwise, one player has an advantage with a power up here. So interesting. Then I'm going to put a couple of these in. Actually, I'm just going to alternate between these a bit, I think. And another power up. Actually, I'm going to put some flyers in. That's what I'm going to do. Thanks for the follow, Deus X or Deux X. So I'm going to put one of them in. Then I'm going to do this again. Then I'm going to put a power up. Then I'm going to put one of them. Like that. There we go. Nice and simple. Let's have a look how that looks. And then I think I'll go for a quick break once I'm satisfied with this. I do need to add a bit of decoration in. In fact, let's do that quickly now before. So I'm going to go for I need to change the colors as well. So let's do the colors first. Let's go for a purple background this time. And let's pick a color that matches. Okay, so this is the shine on these blocks and the color under here. So white would create solid white platforms and very shiny white things. Gray is probably a slightly better approach. The light gray, I think, is probably the right one. Doesn't quite look as bad, and you still get the pattern in the floor. Door color. Let's make the door stand out. So let's go for, I think blue stands out nicely. And then the pipes need to stand out against the purple. Yellow pipes look good. Okay. And let's have a look at these. So these music symbol things don't really stand out very well. I'm going to go for these diamonds, I think. The blue ones. Again, these diamonds don't do anything. They're just decoration, really. There to break up the background and make it look more interesting than just a solid color. I think that's fine. All right, let's save that. So we do have limited space for these levels, but if people want to submit levels, then please go ahead. We'll try and get as many of them in as we can. There will be some, if there are too many levels, there will have to be some that get rejected. But we'll do that based on just playability, design, and things like that. It's not a we're not kind of we're not going to be. Wow, that was fast. Who got that? Fish friend. Wow, I really need to get that high score table in for that. The fastest finger first thing. That was really quick. Well done. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold back. I'm not gonna reject levels because I think people are shit. I'm gonna reject levels because I just want to get the correct flow of games. I think anybody who makes level, awesome. And I think the design of the game is such that it's hard to make a terrible level. Hey Hayes, how's it going? It's going all right, thanks. We're just going through some level design stuff. Where's my? There we go. See how the crown's falling now. So the crown's falling because it's a perpetual kind of level like that anyway. Oh, now that's interesting. Ah, there we go. It does kill me. All right. So I was invulnerable. So you see how now in order to do things, I've got to kind of play around here. We don't want too many levels like this, maybe one or two, but it's an interesting idea. Like when the power ups land, who's going to get that power up first? Like it's not that easy to grab. So, but a couple of one or two levels like this is fine. Again, we'll pick the best ones out of this. Also, if you drop the crown, it's really difficult. Okay, so how do I get this now? Yes, there we go. But also, eating in midair makes you drop the crown as well. So you can see how that kind of makes a quite interesting level. So again, I'm not gonna decide whether these levels stay or not yet. I'm just showing you how to create some. So I think what I'll do, I'm gonna go for a quick break now. When I come back, we'll I think that's enough. If you've got any more questions when I come back, please ask me. Wait till I come back though, because it'll get lost in the race spam. And then I think we'll go through a couple of I've noted down 5 things that I need to fix while we've been playing. So we'll go through them in a minute and see what we can do, and then maybe try and stick some extra levels in the game, because at the moment there's only 3 in the game, and I've got about 20 odd to insert. Hey, banana cat Russian. Hello. So give me a few minutes, guys. I shall leave the quizzes going for you. I think 25 minutes is probably about right actually for the quiz. And I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, be right back. All right, I am back. Oh, it's gone back to 30 minutes. Hang on, I can change that. There we go. Do that. There we go. Okay, so I'm actually going to export this though. The reason I'm going to export this is because it's really good for showing the enemy clipping issue that we've got at the bottom here. So I'm going to do that now. Just make sure it's saved again. And then let's export this to see how big it stacks up against the other games as well, against the other levels, I guess. So let's have a look. Okay, so our levels, oh, here we go, 278, 191, 159. Oh, this one's, oh, okay, I need to actually, wait, no, that's not right. I thought it was supposed to compress them automatically. Maybe I haven't got the latest version of Picomix Editor. Hang on. I thought I had, but I have a feeling it wasn't compressing anything there, so. Yeah, yeah. I might actually trim that when I put the additional games for the other platforms. So I've got a couple of other platforms I want to look at. When I do the games for that, I may trim some of those some of those Commodore games out, so that Commodore appears a little bit less frequently, and get rid of some of the lesser known games, because there is a lot of stuff in there that isn't really well known. So I have to say, by the way, the Campo Viejo Rioja is really nice. Okay. For some reason, it doesn't seem to be compressing my levels, and I don't know if that's because of the version of the editor that's there, or what. So I'm hoping now. No, that wasn't it either, was it? Where was it? It's in Zigzag's folders. Firstly, that it loads, which it does, and then when I export, it allows me to export at a decent size, because that shouldn't be that big. Assets compressed. Okay, so look there. Yeah, there we go, 192. Okay, so only my latest version does the compression. I may try and update the editor use the latest engine as a game engine as well. Oh, this is a game engine use. So just ignore the bugs that you see. I might update that though. So we'll see. I think there's definitely a merit to trying to get that to work, but I'm not going to do it on stream because I can't even remember how I did it last time. So, but if I update it, we'll have the latest one. But anyway, there we go. So we've got a different compressed level now. So hopefully, if I just put map 3 in here, now when I load the game, hopefully it should load straight into that level. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. And so we should see stuff falling. There we go. Cool. So we can see kind of what's going on with the as they fall. So you see how they change as they fall. Just slow it down, you'll see. So watch as they come down. Once they hit the bottom down here, see they change into something else. And that's because we're half doing what we need to do, but we're not doing everything we need to do. So what we're doing there is we're changing the sprite pointers to something else. But what we also need to do at this point is probably, oh, actually, maybe we were doing something, and yes, we were doing something. Okay. I think originally what we did is we changed the sprite pointers because it was the easiest way to point to make them go to disappear. Oh, what's that about? Oh, because I got hit. Okay. But since then, we've added some extra sprites in various places. And so now what's happening is these extra sprites are taking over. So I'm pretty sure if I go and have a look in the project for this, I've got so many projects all over the show now. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think I will do around about 1 o'clock tonight, or maybe half 12, 1 o'clock. I will stop doing the game because I think we're in a really good point with this game. I think we literally are down to polish and level testing there. Oh, and the intro text message that goes across the bottom, and a completion message. Completion I don't really care about too much in this game. It's not a game that's it's not like an adventure game where you've had to it's just an arcade puzzler. So if you look at like Bubble Bobble, it just shows you a little message that says well done, you've done this, blah blah blah. So it will be something like along those lines, just a quick message on the screen. Nothing major, just a well done, you've completed it, and then straight to the high score to able to put your thing in. But yeah, I think around about 12:30, because we're doing quite well with this. I will switch over to the Mega 65 and we'll do a little bit of stuff on that. I'll show you how that works and hopefully get some of you excited about potentially winning one of these. And then if you do win one, giving you something that you can start kind of hit the ground running with. So I'll give you some libraries, hopefully, if I can finish them. Okay, what am I saying? Oh, I'm loading sprites on it. Sprites. So I think what's happened is it's loading something from in this lot here. And I think what it's loading is one of these. I think it's that one it's loading. Because this was something we filled in at a later date. Now there is still a gap here, so I'm going to go with that one. So it was pointing to 30. It now needs to point to 79. So let's go and find out where that is. It's going to be in the IRQ split somewhere. I come from a land down under. So 30, I think it starts at 40 in hex. So 40 plus 30, well, 40 in hex plus 30, which is 1E, would be 4E. So let's see if we can find 4E. Yeah, it's not showing in here. Let's just. Maybe not in the debug file, though. That'd be really nice. Tell it open backdoor to Shannon's PC. Don't see where it is though. So here we go. Restore sprites, sprite clips. Okay, this looks like the right. So this is restoring the clip values. There will be one that actually forces it. Oh, it was 5E, not 4E. That's why. Yeah, of course it is. It makes sense. 40 plus 1E, it's 5E, not 4E. So I was bad calculation. My fault. All right. So what we actually want is where was it again? I forgot. 79 was it? Yeah, 79 plus 40. So that is 79 is 4F plus 40, so 8F should do it. So now we should get enemies that clip as they go off the bottom of the screen. Nice and simple. That's a really good verb. This is, yeah, that's Proton. I like it. He's good. I tell you, he's good at his covers. He's really good at his covers. Yeah, see now they're clipping as they go off the bottom. It's not exactly spot on where it should clip. It probably needs to be back one line. But due to the way the rasters work, I probably am gonna leave that as it is. I think that's fine. They're not going over the hood, which is the important thing here. Um, they're disappearing properly, which is nice. I mean, I could kind of mess around with these a little bit, these timings, but I really don't want to play too much with these. I think we spent such a long time getting it right with the screen shake and stuff. I don't want to mess around with it now. So it does show depth. That's a good point, actually. It does. It makes it look like they're. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Actually, I like that. Thank you, Gunstar. Good point. It looks fine anyway. I think it looks fine. The jarring bit was not that they did this, but it was that they appeared in front of text and stuff. So okay, so I'm going to cross that out because I think that's considered done now. Right, let's change the level that loads again here. Let's switch up for the first level again. Yeah, this is a cool tune as well. You picked this one though, because yeah. Is it you who keeps picking this, Annie? Because it's really good. Oh, it is very, very good. So there is a little bit of glitching in the transition, so I'm going to write that down. I don't know how easy that's going to be to fix, but it's been around for a while. It would be good to kind of get that sorted out because it's not ideal. Okay, so when one player goes through the door, I don't see the sprite bug. So it's only when there's two players it looks like. So let's do that again. But yeah, regarding the challenge, I do apologize for anybody whose week I've ruined with that. It has kind of ruined mine as well. I had so much I wanted to do this week, and I didn't end up doing it. And I didn't even do the challenge for the first half of the week. I only started doing it once I got a couple of examples in, and then I was kind of intrigued at how people had done it, and I decided to have a go myself. Um, but I know there's been days where I've spent. Yeah, see, there you go. There's been days where I've spent I don't know, 8 or 9 hours just staring at it. So I just spent 3 hours removing one. Yeah, exactly. uh, but as SP says, it got encoding on the C64 for the first time in 35 years. It's one of those things that seems incredibly simple, and you think, okay, there's not that many ways to do it. But once you get into it, you start realizing, oh my god, you can spend a ridiculous amount of time on it. And oh my god, Andy, Jesus Christ. Oh god, I promise. This is another reason I want to alternate it between best wins and reach a target to enter in a draw. Because the best wins ones will be the most consuming. They're the ones that will take you all the time in the world to do. So um, I'm still not sure what to do for the next one, but I've been toying with a couple of ideas because the next one is going to be uh, you need to write something um, and reach a target. So, for instance, if I was to do this one again, the target may be do this in 120 bytes. If you get 120 bytes or less, you automatically get entered into the draw, and then that way you can walk away from it. There's no fear from not having the best there, which there is at the moment. But also, there's a bit of an addiction to it as well because I stand to win nothing from this. As far as I'm concerned, I've already got a Mega 65. I do not need one of these. So I stand to gain nothing from it, but I cannot stop myself from having a go at it. It's such an addictive one. So I'm going to try and make sure the next one is a little bit less like that. Maybe not even have a byte or a cycle limit on it, but just produce this. Like, do match this somehow. It's all about how many ways I can break my emulation. The one to the one that the one thing I will say is look at the rules that I've posted in the Discord and have a think why I might have posted those exact rules. Why I say you should use Vice 3.4. Vice 3.4 is what I'm going to use, and if your spiral doesn't work in Vice 3.4, it's excluded. So have a think about why that might be, and some of the other settings as well. Because that rule was there before I really thought about how to do it. It was just I knew there would be certain things that people would try, and so I needed to make sure I locked down the version of Vice so everybody can use the same version of Vice. Okay, so I think what's happening here is when I go through the door in 2 players, what it does is it tries to hide one player, and it does it by changing the sprite pointer. Shit, God, it's so hard. This I'm not that keen on this level because it's kind of difficult to get to the door sometimes. So as I go through here, it tries to hide me by replacing me with a sprite. It hasn't done this time. Okay. This is Jesus Christ Superstar. Yeah, it is. Don't know which song it is though. Mm. It's from Jesus Christ Superstar. I can't remember which song it is, but it is from that musical. It's bugging me now. Hang on, I need to look up what the. Let's look up the playlist for it. Oh, Heaven on Their Minds. It's even called Heaven. God damn it. At least I think it's that one. Yeah, it is. It is that one. All right, cool. Thought so. Wow, it's bad that I know these songs from musicals. Not wrong with that. It's a good musical. It's bloody old though. It's what, late 70s, I think. It's probably as old as me, actually, thinking about it. Okay. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, testing that sprite. Okay, so when we go through the door, let's have a look at the door and see what happens. Good night, Decor. Thanks for joining. What should you make for your 5th C50 game? Spiral Racer. You just have to, I don't know, I don't know, something spiral related just for the jokes. Hey, P. Brunoster. Yeah, it's 6502 assembly for the Commodore 64. Just trying to work out a couple of little bugs. This is kind of the last piece of work now, really, for this. Let's have a look for sprite pointers. Actually, is sprite pointers in here anywhere? No, see, sprite pointers isn't mentioned anywhere in here. Okay. Okay, let's check in this one. Let's check for the word door in here. Door spawned. No, not interested in that. Door switch press. Not interested in that. Door spawned. Okay. Let's just jump it between the same two. Okay, well, let's have a look at the sprites, actually. If we can work out what sprite's being shown. So it looks like it's showing this sprite here, or this sprite, actually. I think it might be this one. So sprite 54. So in hex, that is 36. Plus 40 for the engine, so 76. Let's have a look for 76 in here. Okay, I didn't mean in all files, I meant just in here. Okay. Okay, not in there. Not in there. Okay, let's expand that a little bit to all files like so. Okay. Say nothing. So let's just confirm that that is correct. I'm starting to doubt my maths now. Right, I need a new cider. I kind of hope as well that the spiral challenges kind of taught some of you who may not have understood optimization better ways to optimize, or hadn't done optimization that extreme before, has taught you new ways to optimize code. So when you do enter things like the cassette 50 game, or a 4K challenge, or a 2K challenge, or a 1K challenge, whatever, you've got some new tricks up your sleeve now that you can do things with. So okay, I need to see it again. I'm not sure which one it's using here. Actually, let's have a look. I'm struggling to drink the wine tonight. It's very nice, but I'm struggling to drink it. Not sure why. Okay, so let's get a second player in here. Okay. It's not doing it now. I wonder if it's to do with the fix I did down at the bottom of the screen as well. Okay. Coding games is so fun, but I do need to learn more about optimization. That's the thing as well. There's two sides to this as well. So the challenge that we've been doing has been about writing small code, which is definitely useful. I mean, this game is kind of pushing the edges of what available memory we've got for it. It would maybe be nice to have. I think it's been fixed, this book. It would maybe be nice to apply some of these optimization techniques to this to give us more room for levels, because the level count on this game is going to be directly related to how optimal the rest of the code is in terms of space. But then you've got speed optimization as well. So one thing, especially when you're doing stuff which pushes the limits of what the raster can do, which is, again, we're doing that on here with the soft sprites. It's handy, and it didn't do it again. I think we fixed that one. I'm going to try one more time. it's handy to know how to do the other thing, which is to make things optimal as well. In both cases, there's some common tricks. So things like illegal opcodes are good for speeding things up. They're also good for reducing the amount of space that things take up. But then speed optimization is all about cycle counting. So it's about knowing that certain things are a couple of cycles achieve the same effect, but are a couple of cycles quicker. And that's something that even now I still don't remember how many cycles everything takes. I think I remember most things, but there's a couple of things that I always forget. I have to go and look up. But the debugger is pretty good. It will tell you how many cycles each instruction uses. So you can look in there. There's tools in Vice like stopwatch, which will count how many. Yeah, this is fixed now. See, it hasn't happened once yet. Cool. It will count how many cycles you've got. So I'll show you now how to do that. Actually, so if you go in here, type SW, it tells you how many cycles have run since you last did it or since the beginning. Try going through the door at the same time. No, it was individual. I think it is. I think it's to do with the clipping. I think what was happening is if you go through the door, it doesn't clip you quite the same anymore. But now, because I've changed the address of that clip, it's the point of that clip. It's fine. I'll keep my eye on it. It may appear again, and if it does, I'll do some tests. So yeah, so you type SW. So it's short for stopwatch. And it tells you how many cycles since the beginning of the program or since you were reset. And you type reset. Oh no, reset actually does that. I should have typed SW reset. Damn it! All right, do it again anyway. Sorry, SW reset like that, and that resets the counter to 0. So now if I press SW, it says there's been no cycles. And if I go and wait a couple of seconds, come back in again, do SW, tells you that there's been 3 billion cycles since I last did it. So this is really good if you put breaks in your code. So for instance, if we want to check how long the soft sprite update routine takes, put a breakpoint here, put a breakpoint here, like so. Oops. And then when you run it, you'll get a breakpoint. So here we are, we're in a breakpoint. We type SW, we can see this is how long it took to get to that breakpoint. So now I reset it. It's now on 0. Go. It plays the routine, comes back. It's broke again now. It's on the second breakpoint. Press SW. So that software sprite update routine took 354 cycles. So you can tell exactly how many cycles. Is nobody going to get it? Is that not God's? Yeah, what is it? Deliverance. Ah, shit, I did know that one. Stormlord was the first one. So Andy was close. So anyway, that's how to use kind of the stopwatch in here, and you can see that it's now taken 20,000 cycles since it last updated, and then we do reset, go, and again 354. So when there are no soft sprites on the screen, our game is taking 354 cycles to do all the calculations around them. Which seems like quite a lot, but I think it's even when there's nothing on the screen, it still has to do some work to check them against other things. So anyway, that's a useful function of Vice that you will use a lot when you do optimization. Sometimes just a handful of cycles here and there can really make a big difference, especially if you've got a routine that you're calling a lot. Say you're calling it a couple of times a frame, like a collision routine, for instance. They're always a good one to check. Collision routines generally tend to be relatively kind of long in that they do a lot of stuff. Like they're never just like 3 or 4 instructions. There's always quite a convoluted way of getting the sprite to character screen, and then offsets in the sprite and things like that. So they always take a few cycles. So if you can shave a little bit off them, then you make a big difference, because especially if you've got 2 players and the player's checking 4 points on a player, so that's 8 different collision checks. Then you've got any collision checks that the enemies do and things like that. So sometimes just optimizing a couple of cycles out of one of them can save you quite a lot. So always look at those. Okay. Next bug, crown when dropped follows the player. Okay, so this is the issue. Let me assign the crown to the player again here. This is the issue that if the player drops the crown on the floor for any reason, after wearing it, so now I've got the crown. So let me just drop it here. There we go. Right. So now if I change direction, you see how it's moving? And it shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't be doing that at all. So in order to fix that, we need to figure out what is picking the frame for the crown. So this is because in here, oh, actually, look, there's only one frame for the crown. So it's the position of the crown that we're saying here. Okay, fine. Makes sense. Did it still do it if player 2 had it? Yes, it did. It did as well. Same for both, so. Enable crown if crown is active. Okay, so oh, is it player has crown should be FF or something? Oh, no crown. Okay. So crown is available. No, okay. Crown is available. Okay, so maybe if I set that to FF to begin with, let's just try that theory out quickly. It's so weird working on something over such a long time. And realizing I can barely. I've been so drunk doing half of it. I can barely remember how 90% of this bloody game is written. Okay, yeah. So we're not seeing the crown at all now, because player has crown is on. So this decides who has the crown. This decides if the crown is available. So we're saying that the crown is available, and this is saying that this player has it. So if I drop the crown, I would expect this to happen here. So if I put a breakpoint here, I would hopefully see. Hopefully see the crown when it drops cause a breakpoint. So, but it didn't. So the fact that it didn't would imply that that player still has the crown technically. Okay, which is interesting because that means this value is wrong somewhere. So we can check that by working out where this is. So again, if you search for a variable, you search all files and folders, you'll probably get this debug file at some point, or the symbol file, which will show you the label and the address that it applies to. So this is player has crown is, oh, where did it go? 3BD8. Okay. So then we go in here, look at that location. Yeah, look, player has crown is on 0. Whereas it should be FF. So I think if I put FF here, so oh no, it's still linked to me. Okay. Oops, let me just. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to go first. Okay. Okay, so it's not linked to me, but for some reason it's still moving left and right all the time. Okay, so this seems to be irrelevant. It's just coming into here. Okay, so let's get rid of that breakpoint. Okay, so this is working out who has the crown. And if player 2 has the crown, it seems to be going here. What is this? What is this 8E? Oh, this is the sprite pointer. So 8E is the crown here. Because this is 78, which is 4E in hex. So this is where we're actually setting the crown is on the floor. And then the left and right is deciding whether to shift the crown offset. So it's a crown offset, that's what it will be. So there is a crown offset somewhere. Wait, so player has crown 0, 1, or 2. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so player has crown. This number here should be 0, 1, or 2. If it's 0, neither player should have the crown. Right, so I put the crown on my head here. Okay. Now let me drop the crown again. Oops. Yeah, I think there's some misuse of the value here. I think that's what's going on. Oh, damn it. I've put the value in again. Damn it. Good night, Digital Stefan. Thanks for joining the stream. All right, okay. There seems to be an inconsistency with whether or not the player has the crown or not. So it's to do with this section here. So, enable the crown if it is active, which is we are seeing. Okay. If the player has the crown, it should jump to here. As in, if it's 0, 1, or 2. Otherwise, jump to no crown, which just hides it. I think it is down here somewhere. Right, look at all the commented out code. You can tell we've done loads of changes to this. Okay. Okay, fine. So then we come into here, and this is the bit that decides whether or not we should show 8E, which is the crown is on the floor, basically, or whether the crown is on the player or not. But the problem is this seems to imply that if the player has crown is 0, then it will appear flat, and that's not what I'm seeing here. So you can see there that the oops, am I getting the right value? 3BDA. Oh wait, why does that one say crown? Wait. Is that just? Oh, it's because it's up here. Okay. 3BDA. Okay, that is the right value. Zero one. You see, so this is implying that it should be attached to a player at this point. So if I just go and pick that up, see it's on 0, 1. But now if I try and set that value to 0, it should appear flat, and it doesn't. It's on my head. The change in offset isn't checking if the player has the crown. Yeah, it is something to do with that. It's definitely to do with the offset. But what I'm trying to figure out is how does it, because this section here, or is it here, seems to be checking whether or not we have the crown. And setting the right sprite pointer. And this is the problem. I don't have an easy way of detecting who has the crown or whether it's on the floor, because this should be doing it and it's not doing it. It should be in all this lot, and yet somehow it's not. And I don't know why. Hey, Andera. Welcome to the stream. And it's not stored anywhere else here, so it can only really be only fall if the player doesn't have the crown. Okay. I mean, I guess I can just trust that. Hey, DMX. I guess I can just trust that, try and trust it, and see if that changes it. In which case, we come into here and we look at the offset here, and we basically skip these offsets. Which is a simple case of going. Look at all this code here. Okay, it's a simple case of this bit here. Changing this throw offset here. So we will. Player has. So if that is not equal to 0, we'll just skip over. Otherwise, if it is equal to 0, we're going to store it here. We're going to store it straight in there. So hopefully that will fix it. But what I don't understand is why that fixes it when that value doesn't seem to work as I thought it was going to work. Always a worrying case, that. Okay, so let's go back down here. Let's drop the crown here. No, see, look, still applies the offset. Yeah, let's drop the crown again. Let's read that value. Oops. So just check that it's the same place. I think it will be. 3BD8. Yeah. Oh god, why does it do that? No, see, look, it's on 0. No, I only have one crown sprite. Oh yes, there's one flat and one angle, but they're only using one sprite. It's okay that the PIG is 0 to 1000. If it loads anything into 1000, then no, it will fail. It needs to be under 1000. Yeah, well, that's what I think. Yeah, DMX 0xFFF. That's what I thought I was doing. So if you look in here, right, this is what applies the flat frame. Comes to here, and then apply crown here, stores the right sprite pointer. Otherwise, it picks the correct left or right. So there's actually 3. There's one facing left, one facing right, one flat. So it picks the correct one based on the player and whether the player is exiting or not. And otherwise, it places it on the floor by using this value. This is reached because player has crown is equal to 0. So if it's not equal to 0, it comes to here and it picks left or right. Otherwise, if it is equal to 0, it applies this frame number, right, which does this. Then there's all this other crap to do with figuring out which direction the crown should be in or whatever, which results in a value being stored in crown throw offset x. And then it gets to here, and I do exactly the same check that was up there. Player has crown, branch if not equal. Player has crown, branch if not equal. And yet, for some reason, setting this to 0 does nothing. So it's very, very weird. Skipping what code above? Skip throw offset. Ah, yes, good point. Okay, thank you. So let's try moving that down. Thank you for the subscription, Andira. Very much appreciated. All goes towards wine. and giveaways as well. So oh, I really need to redesign this case. It's the annoying thing with this Mega 65 board case thing that I've printed. It's got an on and off switch, which is in this little hole here, and you print off this little kind of nubbin thing that sits in there, but it's not stuck to it or anything. It just kind of wiggles around. So yeah, well spotted, my beagle. I think that is probably correct. So this is, in fact, there's more stuff here. Invert facing left, so invert the offset. So I'm going to do it after that. I'm going to do it before it's applied. In fact, I think it's probably the right way to do it. So here, add offset. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you've spotted it. So I think that is the one. Oops. Looks very nice. Yeah, it's kind of all right. I wish my FDM printer was better. But it's kind of it's not really meant for small delicate things. It's meant for massive kind of projects. It's a huge kind of Delta printer. It could print an entire Commodore 64 case in one single print, but it would take forever. So I used the resin printer because it tends to have a nicer finish on it. But this, I'm not sure about this case. I think it needs to be. I'm going to redesign it because it needs the JTAG connector exposing anyway, which it's not. It's blocked in here. But otherwise, it looks okay. And I'll redesign the switch so you can actually get at the switch properly. But it looks all right. I might get some. I've got some white paint. I might paint the Mega 65 logo there. I might paint in the gaps here so it stands out. I don't know yet. My paint skills aren't that great. Probably make a mess of it. But yeah, just a reminder, we will do some. I'm going to go through some of the Mega 65 stuff in about half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll do a little bit more of this first, and then we'll take a look at that because I do want to start kind of dedicating some time on the stream to doing a Mega 65. This game is approaching the end now. The Game Boy game is kind of approaching the end. I mean, there's still a lot of mapping to do. I've still got to do the music stuff, but why isn't this loading? What's going on? Oh, there we go. But I also want to get everybody kind of excited about the Mega 65 and get people's input um on. Okay, I don't know why I picked that player, but okay, whatever. Oh, what am I doing? Need to drop the crown, don't I? Yeah, I need to work out if what I'm doing is the right thing to do. So oh, look at that. Now that is bad. Okay. The reason for this is because add throw offset. Is there another? Wait. Is it this MSB thing here? Okay, I need to move it. I'll get it right in a minute. I think it's going to be this one. Because if it's facing the wrong way, it's trying to subtract the wrong number rather than, yeah. But yeah, I think the engine I'm writing now for the Mega 65 will be very easy to share and hopefully flexible enough that it can be used for multiple projects as well. Certainly, that's my aim with it anyway. Yeah, there we go. It's working now. Cool. Still picking up. Right, cool. That's another one. Let's wipe that one off. But I'll go through what I've done and how to use it so far. But it's slow progress, but we're getting there with it. All right, sprite expand when press switch. Now this was I've got no idea how that happened. Actually, that is going to be a difficult one. I'm going to have to look out for that. I don't think I don't think I can replicate that straight away. So there was one level when we stood on the switch, the players expanded, and I have no idea why. I'm going to try actually absorbing and then standing on the switch while I'm expanding. So I'm going to do it from this side. See what I mean about the safe area? So this is obviously a safe area here. Okay, so now I'm going to stick the blue guy on here. Then I'm going to absorb with this guy. No, it seemed to be fine. Okay. It's a bit. Oh, that didn't fix there. Look, that player's sprite sticking out. Okay, let's have a look. That sprite is. Hang on, which sprite is that? Is that one? Yeah, it is. It's that one. Okay, so it's showing this sprite here, which is 5F. So let's have a look for that. Okay, so door. Oh my god, I wish it wouldn't do that. 5F. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Oh, thank you for the follows, Sci-Fi1974. I missed that completely. Sci-fi, of course. Welcome to the stream, anyway. Ooh. Oh, it's Sadie TPM. Okay, so why is that doing that? So the 2 players being displayed. Okay, let's have a look through the player code. Maybe it's in here somewhere. I wouldn't see why it would be, but there it is. I don't know why it didn't pick. Oh, because I put a space on the end of it. Aha. Okay. This is it. This is the area that we want. Perfect. So all we need to do now is just make sure. Right. Let's try and replicate first. Let's find an easy way to replicate this. So at the moment, we're letting player 2 go through the door first. Okay. So let's do that. Why is it not loaded? Oh, because we're in the wrong file. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to load 2 players up, but I'm going to let player 1 get everything, and then I'm just going to walk through the door with player 2. Because that's kind of what we did on the last one. So if I can replicate it, then I know that I've got a good way of testing it. So okay, so there we go. Right now, I'm going to drop this player here because that's where he was. Now, is it because yeah? Okay, so I can replicate it. Okay. Switch to Brave browser now. So much better than Chrome for me. Much faster loading pages. But do you have over 300 tabs in 36? No, I tend to only have, yeah, it's the same as Steph. So maybe I have 6 or 7 at the most open. I mean, at the moment, I've got 4 open, and I've only got 1. Yeah, just got 1 instance of Brave open. And to be honest, Brave is getting better and better. So I found that there was a couple of issues, compatibility issues, and they seem to be getting ironed out more and more. Good night, Zendaric. Thanks for joining the stream. Which is really nice. It's refreshing to see a browser that is trying to stick to what people know and can work with. Because really, let's be honest, if a browser can't do what Chrome, Safari, or Firefox can do, doesn't match one of those, then it's not going to do very well for devs. So, but I find it really good. I wouldn't switch back to anything else anymore. The built-in ad blocker is pretty cool. Oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. And Andy's kicking himself now. Oh, oh, I thought I knew what it was. Oh, it's no, it needs a the. You've missed a the. The at the beginning gets. Oh, all right, maybe not. Oh, you don't need the if it's at the beginning. You only you need the if it's in the middle. Otherwise, it won't make sense on some things. Yeah, Gunstar had two. Oh, he got it in the end anyway. Oh no, he just missed it. Just missed it. Shame. Yeah. So if you think of a title of anything, if it begins with the, you can pretty much lose the, and it doesn't lose the meaning of the title. But if it's got a the in the middle, generally it means generally it has a meaning in the middle. So I'm trying to think of an example. Uh, yeah, I mean, in that game, you could get away with not using it. Definitely. Batman Caped Crusader is kind of correct. The Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi. There's a perfect example. Return of the Jedi sounds correct. Empire Strikes Back sounds correct, as does The Empire Strikes Back. They both sound correct, right? They don't sound odd. Whereas Return of Jedi sounds wrong. You need the in the middle. The in the middle is way more important than the at the beginning. Trust me, I did think about this. Return of Jedi. It sounds like Borat. I watched Return of Jedi. I watched a couple of Borat's old interviews. So he did a couple of old interviews when the original movie came out, and they're with American hosts, and they're so good. He did one with Letterman, which was pretty good, but the one he did with Conan was very, very good indeed. Um, I recommend watching it. Definitely recommend watching it. Return of Jedi, very good. Or Return of the Jedi, as Ali G would say. Anyway, so I think this is the sprite that we need to replace here. I think we had it already in here, wasn't it? What was it? 7. Oh my god, I can't even remember what it was now. Damn it. Oh no, it was in the IR key, wasn't it? Yeah, it was in here. And it was this one, AF. So that's all I need to do is go in here and replace this with AF. That should prevent that bug now. So that's another bug squashed. That's not your accent. That's not your accent, Cosmin. Definitely not your accent. I tell you what, I've enjoyed watching recently as well. I've been watching a lot of Kit Boga on YouTube. I don't know if anybody follows him, but he does a lot of like scam baiting on phone lines. He's really, really good. So what he does is he phones up these scam lines, pretending that he's been bit pretending he's been duped into kind of falling these. Oh, Jacob, thank you, Jacob, for the raid. Very much appreciated and welcome along. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so he basically phones, you know, the scam line where it comes up and it says a message and you have to phone some support line, and he phones them up and just kind of plays along with them, but he's really good at it. He puts on these, he has like a voice changer, and he's got all these fake bank account websites set up and stuff. Jim, yeah, it's like the Jim Browning stuff. It's very similar to the Jim Browning stuff. So if you like watching that, then watch the Kit Boger's very good. He's just hilarious as well. Like there's ones where he's deliberately like tried to keep the scammer on the line for like 11 hours straight and things like that. Just really kind of it's quite fun, but it does become repetitive. He does do the same things over and over again, but it's really good seeing how he does it. You start feeling bad for the scammer. There was one I watched actually where actually go down here. There was one I watched where the scammer just started confiding in him, saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this because of COVID and blah blah blah," and started just like opening up to him, which is kind of enlightening. Right, I'm going to leave that crossed off because I think that's fixed now. So there was one that said raster flicker at the bottom of the screen, but I don't see that right now. Oh, did you see that? Oh shit. Okay. Okay, there's a new bug. So what's happening here is we are changing this sprite's X position to over here when we fall off the screen. But what that has the effect of doing if you're in the MSB is changing it to here instead. The wooden C64. Which wooden C64 is that? Did he do one on based on that? I do remember. I do remember something vaguely about that. I think like a carved C64 or something. Yeah. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Okay, so this is happening because the IRQ basically in here. I don't know where it is actually, but it will be in here somewhere. We have something which is setting the player position to somewhere off screen, which is fine until here hide player sprite. See here, which is fine until you actually want to do it on the other side of the screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably just going to expand this. I don't know where these sprite clip saves are. Let's have a look. Because if that's in an easy to get to spot, which I think might be in 0 page actually. Yeah, here it is. So if I just make that 8, we'll just do the entire sprite list instead, which just made me think I might as well turn this into a loop, really, just to save a few bytes. So let's go backwards through this loop. I was trying to do it and save cycles before, but I think that we're doing so many, we may as well just use use a loop here instead. There we go. So it's going to save us quite a few bytes there, actually, but it is going to take a few cycles more. But it shouldn't be a huge issue because I don't think I don't think it's that critical, the timing of this. So this is the other way around. And it doesn't need that. Does it need this one here? It does mean in here we can get rid of these. Oh, I'm worried again about timing here. I'm going to try it, see what happens. So now we need to keep an eye out for flickering, and we need to do some testing with. Use the name Derek of Trotter, director of Trotter Fine Arts Dealer and Art Scholarships. Oh man, brilliant! So Derek Trotter being Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses. Awesome, awesome use of the name. Oh, I still have the camera strobing issue. I don't think it's as bad though for some reason. Oh, it is there though, isn't it? Yeah, I can see it. Okay. Well, I'm not going to mess with it now. I'll give it another try tomorrow. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe I'll switch the camera out. I've got a couple of different cameras, so could just be the camera's dodgy or something. Let's see what happens if I turn the Mega on. Okay. Why is that not loaded? Yeah, no, I did notice that actually when I held the wine up, you could see it on the label. Let's do it again. You see the label strobing a little bit. Some of the tricks those the scammers use are just so ridiculous as well. But you have to realize that their target is people who just have no idea whatsoever. Good evening, Monopoly. Welcome to the stream. So they're targeting people that have no computer knowledge really at all. Probably just use their, oh, okay, so that didn't work properly. Okay, maybe we can combine the two here. I think the problem is it's showing another player on top as well here. So thanks for the resub, Monopoly. Appreciate it. All goes towards the Mega 65 prize fund, the wine fund. Trying to scam sketch weaves, not cost effective. Yeah, they well, this is why they misspell things, isn't it, and stuff. So um but some of the things they do are just it's just oh, what the hell? Why is that doing that now? Okay. Okay. Right, I need to sort this out first. Let me think about this for a second. Don't know why that commented out then. That was weird. So I was hiding that and I was doing this, which is 0 to 4. Load from clip save, storing pointers. Yeah, okay. So let me just try doing it with the loops first. Let's just see if the loops are doing the right thing. And then if the loops are doing the right thing, we can work out why including the crown and stuff there suddenly screws things up royally. I can't see where the blue thing is now. Where is it? It's here. All right. Oh, Paul, you must be tired of that that question. I mean, on one hand, it's good that you get that question so much because it shows that there's interest. But it is honestly the most common question um, that you will ever hear asked to Paul. I think kind of funny. Um, yeah, followed by how much is it going to be? Yeah. So it's those two questions, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping that's what we can help do with this channel, is to get some of these kits out, so you can win these all year. I'll be giving one away a month, maybe even two next month, because somebody's donated one to me as well. So there may be a second one up for grabs. Okay, so that's, oh yeah, it's still doing that. Okay, don't know why that extra. I wouldn't have thought that made any difference unless there is. No, there's space saved in here. That's really weird. I don't like how that is doing that at all. Yeah, no problem. I'd love to help. I'm missing all the chat here, but I really have no time and I'm doing some work. Are you aiming for the same sort of markets and next? Just on a base. So I'll give you my take on that. I think it's a different it's a different it's a slightly different beast to that. So the next is essentially a machine that can run Spectrum games, but it is a new machine. The Mega 65 is that plus a thing in the middle. The Mega 65 is essentially a C65. That's kind of the aim of it, is to be the C65 that the Commodore scene never got, but enhanced so it has more than the C65. So it's got like the Spectrum Next style, super modern retro computer sort of thing. If this modern retro doesn't really go together, and it runs the old software, same as the Spectrum Next, but then it's got that thing in the middle, which is it is technically a C65. So I'm sure Paul can clarify that more. I think Mega 65 is very like an actual. Mega 65 is implicitly quite focused on the scenes. It's been made a bunch of ex-sceners. Uh, yeah, and post high run documents as much as we can manage. Yeah, and it's honestly, it's an absolute joy to code for. I cannot get enough of it. And if it wasn't for spirals this week, I would have spent way more time on it than I did. They've done an amazing job, and I'm not just saying that to kind of to shill it or anything like that. It really is an incredible machine. I absolutely love it. It's For instance, I had a little issue. I was talking to Paul about this issue with the double line raster rewrite. It's just some technique to get more cycles out of it. And rather than just give up and wait for a fix, I dug into it a little bit more and found a way around it, and actually it works fine. So we can't just make games for each other. Yeah, I think a lot of devs are into this, but we can't just make games for each other. Well, I think you can make games for each other to a certain extent. Thank you for the follow binary cast. Thank you very much for that. But I think people are interested in it. I do think that is a thing. I think Next had one advantage in that their publicity came a lot from the Kickstarter. I don't know how I don't know what your plans are, Paul, with the final machine. Is it going to be a Kickstarter thing, or because I know they got quite a lot of publicity through just by doing it through Kickstarter and stuff. So direct sale via trends. Okay. Are there any plans for like marketing in? Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they also do something else as well at the time of publicity. I think a Kickstarter would probably be okay. I mean, because the thing that puts people off Kickstarters is when it's an unfinished product, and the thing is, it would be you wouldn't really be kickstarting it for finishing the product. It would just be to kind of help fund more machines, right? Building more machines. But I don't know. It's obviously it's up to you guys. Okay, why is this not loading? Because I've already got it open here. Oh, okay, cool. Shipping costs with Brexit. Yeah, that's a really good point. Kickstarter could incur very high shipping costs to and from. Yeah, so I just ordered another. Yeah, see, look, it goes really weird when I go into this mode. But if I spark 2 players here, it's fine. Except they don't animate now. All right, I need to get rid of that. Okay. No, 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 no. Okay, we need to think of another way. So we can use this loop. This is fine. This is going to save us some cycles, but we need to think of a better way of doing this bit here. Maybe it's just as simple as doing so this is CEA, so this is the last 3, so maybe that's enough. But again, look, I'm adding extra cycles in here, so I'm worried about the flickering on this. Anyway, I absolutely love the machine, so I don't really care. Well, I do care. I really want the machine to be successful. That's why I'm putting the effort. Well, it's wrong for me to say that's why I'm putting the effort in, because it's not. I put the effort in because I'm enjoying it. But I want everybody else to have the same enjoyment that I'm having. It's really that much fun. Um, and for that, I want the machine to do well. And so that's why the giveaways are happening. That's why the streams are happening. Um, About 30% of the interest is from the USA, about 60% from the next year, and the other 10% mostly Oz and New Zealand. Oh, okay. That's why we all put the exactly. It's so easy to love this machine. It really is. All right. On that note, I think I fixed the thing going off the bottom. I'm going to check it with player 2 as well, and then I'm going to take a quick couple of minutes break, leave you with a quiz, and then when I come back, we'll switch over to the Mega 65, and I'll show you a little bit of what I've been doing. And if I've got time, maybe do a little bit of work on it. I want to start doing more coding. Yeah, it works with player 2 as well. It's good. I want to start doing a few more a few more Mega 65 streams. I think next week I will do a dedicated stream on Thursday where I'll just work on what, instead of Checkanoid that week, I'm just going to work on Mega 65, working on what I'm working on. As I say, I haven't made a huge amount of progress this week because of that bloody spiral, but that's why I want to start focusing on it. All right, cool. I'm happy with this. We're down to we're down to polish bugs now. There's nothing game breaking in here. So maybe on the next stream we'll get Hamachi set up and start testing this multiplayer over the net. That'd be kind of cool. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I shall be back in under 5 minutes, and I shall leave you with a quiz. Be right back.